Hey, folks, welcome to the very, very first episode of this new podcast that we're kicking off here. And it is called the Texas Dirt Track Stars of Tomorrow, where we try to give these younger drivers that don't necessarily get a lot of attention, trying to get them some exposure, trying to give them some experience, if you will, in being interviewed and talking about themselves and helping them land sponsorship. That's a key ingredient to this whole deal. I just think that there's never enough recognition for everybody. It always ends up being the top rung, if you will, that gets all the exposure. So we're going to try to open that up a little bit and give these younger drivers opportunity to get their name out there, and explain things to as to who they are and what they're doing. So, having said that, we will try to air this live. Uh, I probably Thursday night is my hunch, but we'll see. They will be posted to a YouTube channel and to a Facebook page. Um, Probably, the YouTube channel has been created. It's called, Texas Dirt Track Stars of Tomorrow. I'll be posting the videos out to that. The Facebook page will be using, Mike Fortier Motorsports, and the show will be broadcast underneath, on that page, underneath, Mike Fortier Motorsports. So that's the plan. We'll let it grow. Hopefully, spread the word, guys. This is good stuff. So, hey, without messing around any further, I want to introduce this young fellow right here. I've known him for quite a long time. Um, he's hardworking, hard driving, and this guy is impressive as hell. So here's a chance for y'all to meet this gentleman right here, Levi Hernandez. How you doing there, big guy?
Oh, I'm pretty good. How are you?
Good, good. So what's your take on this whole deal here? What do you think? Can't hurt, can it?
Nah, it hopefully it helps, you know, some of us
Yeah.
younger guys and some of the smaller guys, get our name out there and everything else.
Right, right. It can't hurt a thing. I think it's no. I'm hoping. I hope it help. I hope it helps. I think racing's pretty strong in Texas. Um, you guys are the future
Yes,
for
sir.
sure. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Levi. You're living in San Antonio. Have been what your whole life in San Antonio?
No, actually I'm living in Seguin now. I uh, was born in San Antonio. I moved to Gonzales, went to high school in Gonzales, found my way back to San Antonio, and then now I'm in Seguin. But I've been all over from Houston to Corpus. Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
pretty much all over. So
Okay. How old are you? Or you don't
I'm
have to say if you don't want to. But,
I'm 24. Um,
okay. Cool.
been racing pretty much my whole life. My dad had a big asphalt race. He told the doctor I had to be born this time so he can make the asphalt race. I think I was 10 days old at my first asphalt race up in Kyle.
Yeah. So
Um,
you were born right into it, literally.
oh, yes, sir.
That's cool. Tell us about your family. Tell us about your racing background. I know you're third generation racer, correct?
Yes, sir. My grandpa, he started, they moved down, or actually my grandma, she moved down from Indiana and met my grandpa. She was from Noblesville, Indiana, so they would go to Anderson,
Yeah.
figure eight racing, all that up there.
Yep.
Um, and she said, "Let's go to the asphalt track over off Highway 16." They went. They went home with a car the next weekend. It was a boat. I mean, my dad tells me it was just this massive car. I can't remember what uh, type of car it was, but
Yeah.
you know, I thought my grandpa got into it, but actually, my grandma from Noblesville got us all into it. So,
Okay. Well, you know what's just racing up there in Indiana? That whole area is pretty big, pretty big.
well, they
Um,
have don't I mean they have anywhere from circle to dirt, crazy eight. I mean they'll race pretty much anything up there.
right, right. So what prompted you, other than the fact that you've been connected to it most of your life? What the heck? I mean, so have I, but I've never driven a race car. Whatever prompted you to decide to drive a race car? I mean, it's
My
cool.
dad,
I ain't complaining, but
my dad threw me in a go kart. We used to race road course in New Braunfels. He threw me in a go kart. Kind of got tired of it. I was discouraged, wasn't winning. You know, I was young, wanted to hang out with my friends at the racetrack. Um, then I kind of stepped away from it. My dad was still racing. He went to dirt, so I started helping him at the racetrack. I got old enough. He bought me a car. He said, "If you want to go racing, go work on it. Go fix it."
yeah,
Wasn't running. He said, "Go fix it." We got it running. Took it out to the track, and then pretty much been in it ever since. I mean,
right.
I've had all kinds of cars. I mean,
What's the
any,
what? Go ahead. Sorry.
I've had a '76 Celica, a Ford Probe, a four-door Sunfire, two-door Sunfire, and now I'm in a '86 Monte Carlo,
Cool.
and I
What
run
was
in the Fireballs.
what's your favorite car of all of those? One you're running today?
I want to say the Fireball.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. The little four cylinders, they were fun, but they're a lot. I mean, just tuning the computers, and I mean, any car's a lot, but you know, tuning computer wise, your transmission's hooked in the same compartment as your engine is, and
Mm-hmm.
everything else. It's all crammed in there. So
What do you find? What, what do you find the transition from the front wheel drive sport compacts, for example, to a rear wheel drive? What's driving wise? What's
the the rear wheel drive, you can stick to the bottom more. The In the sport complex, you got to stick more to the top side. You got to keep them wound up. You got to keep those RPMs up high. You go down to the bottom, the
right?
car's going to get upset.
Right.
The bigger cars, you can stick to the bottom. You have that drive out of the
Yeah.
turn.
Yep. Yep. You ever driven asphalt other than go karts?
No, sir.
No.
No, I have not.
That's
Want
probably a
to,
good. That's probably a good
want,
thing. Yeah,
but
everybody wants to. Man, I sure wish we had asphalt racing, but I'm not. I mean, this interview isn't about me, but I've
no,
been
no.
around racing all
Yes,
my
sir.
life, and dirt is new to me since I moved to Texas. What 10 years ago? So if you're
I
going to
would
be
like.
racing, you got to have dirt.
Oh yeah, I'd like to try asphalt, but dirt to me is more of a challenge than asphalt.
Well, I think so too, Levi. I think that if you can get around a dirt track, then you're learning a lot about car handling,
Yes, sir.
and
Because
I think that's
you can make one lap, you make the second lap, those turns aren't going to be the same. You never know what car might have
correct.
an oil leak or water leak or something,
Correct.
or a rut. It's
Yeah.
to turns can be totally different.
Tell us about Tell us about your issues this year. I know you've struggled with motor problems, and obviously you had that figured out. You went on to win a race here not too long ago. But tell us about your car and how that's all come together for you.
So I bought the car from Ronnie Sparks. I took it out. We were running factory stocks. Took it out. I blew the motor up. So we went and bought an old truck motor and threw it in there. We put cam and everything in it. Well, the cam was flat. We didn't know it. Car
Right.
was giving us all kinds of problems. We thought it was fuel. We thought it was. I mean, we changed the whole car, and then finally figured out, okay, it's got to be motor. Pulled the cam, every lobe was flat. put a new cam in there.
Wow.
Car, car was a rocket. I mean, it
Yep.
just total difference from.
And you right after that change was your next race. You went out and won it, right?
I believe. Yes, sir. I believe so.
Yep. And then you had some more bad luck. After
Yeah.
good luck, then you had some more bad luck.
The not last race, but the race before last, well, actually the race that I won, we lost oil pressure. We thought we fixed it. We took it out and went in the turn, and it let go. That
Yeah.
motor was worn in, and that's what they always say. The motor's gonna go when it's or your motor runs the best when it's about to go. So
Yeah, that's right. She's loosened up about all she's going to loosen up.
yes, sir.
Yeah, no, that's interesting. So, which I think you're fifth in the point standings um, in that
The
class.
last I looked, I think I was seventh. Um,
Okay, could be,
but I
could
mean,
be.
from what we've had this year, and all the struggle we've had, I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
There's always next year. Car isn't totaled, so it'll
Yep.
still go around in circles.
Yep. Well, you're doing great, buddy. Doing great. Hey, listen. What are your plans for? You could plan on continuing to run your fireball at I-37.
Yes, sir.
I'm assuming this year.
We I have, I want to say, a family member. He's like another dad to me, teaching me the ins and outs. Um, that my real dad, my dad, he can't.
Hmm.
He knows how to set them up, but he doesn't know how to build. Don't want to say he doesn't know how to build a motor, but
Well,
he doesn't know the ins
that's
and outs. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Um, we actually have another motor, pretty much well built right now. We were gonna try to make it out last race. It just wasn't. We ran out of
Hmm.
time. I told him, I
Hmm.
said, let's not rush it.
Hmm.
We rush it, go out and blow it up. Then we're in the same position we are in
No,
right now.
that's right. How much of the work on that car is done by you versus? I mean, yeah, obviously you don't have a staff of employees, and
I want,
you probably don't hire experts to come in and help you. So
no,
you're doing most all of that,
yes, sir. I
and you're
want
learning.
hundred
You're
percent.
learning as you go,
Yes, sir. I mean,
kind of.
I pulled the motor out last week with a front end tractor. I mean, yanked it out, no cherry
Yep.
picker, nothing like that.
Yep.
Hooked a chain to it, pulled it out. So
Yep. Isn't that true, though? I mean, NASCAR takes their series to a little half-mile track, and they think they're back to grassroots racing.
oh, yeah.
That isn't grassroots. This is grassroots racing.
Yes, sir.
I mean,
I
you
mean,
guys, there's so many of y'all that are, you're working on your cars with whatever equipment you got, the best you can have. Uh, I mean, some of y'all working on them out in the driveway. I mean,
yes, yes,
it's
sir.
it's it's everything, and it's
Yeah.
dedication, isn't it, buddy? I mean, doesn't it
Oh
take
yeah. Oh yeah.
devotion, dedication?
Very,
Is
very
it
dedicated.
is
Yeah.
it like a bug you've been bit by?
Yes, sir. That I
Yeah.
had actually had some buddies come out last race, and they were like, "All right, we got to buy a car." I said, "Once you get in one, you ain't gonna be able to get out of it." So
Yep.
I've been bit. So and my
Yep.
girlfriend, oh, she gets mad at me because we'll be down. I'll be down at their shop for hours, and she's like, "How much longer?" And I'm like, "Oh, a couple more minutes. It'll be 2 hours after that." And she gets so frustrated, but
Yeah.
I know she likes going and watching me and supporting me.
Right. I think I learned this many years ago, but I think if you're going to get involved in racing, you better do it before you get married and have kids. Then you're in. Then you're hooked.
Well, my dad always tells me, race car doesn't cost you no money if it don't leave the shop. Once it leaves the shop, then it costs you money.
Yep. This is true.
So
This is true. Um, so what are you thinking? Where do you want to go with your career? What's your next, say, 5 years? Where would you like to be in 5 years? Any thoughts?
I'd like to move up to maybe the factory stocks or maybe the sport mods. The sport mods are really growing down here in South Texas again. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, they just had that big race over in, I know it's not Texas, but they had that big race in Louisiana.
Yep.
Um, I don't even know how many cars were there. There was a lot. They were running B
Yeah.
mains after B mains. Um, Either
Yeah.
factory stock or sport mods, and then get some seat time and go run the big money races, and
Mm-hmm.
stick to that,
Yep.
um,
Beyond
just to
that,
just to say I did it.
yep. Beyond that, or too
Oh,
soon to tell?
too soon to tell. I mean,
Too soon
there's
to
no
tell.
telling what tomorrow might bring.
I hear you, buddy. I hear you. So, what advice do you have to other young drivers thinking about getting into this sport? What do you think? What would you suggest they do?
Once you're in it, don't give up. It gets frustrating sometimes. You want to just say screw it, sell everything, but you can't give up.
Yeah.
Because once you sell everything, you're gonna be like, man, I shouldn't have sold it.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Been there,
But I
done
mean,
that.
if you sell it, you can always get back into it. But you already have everything. Why sell it?
Yep. Well, my comment a little earlier about getting married, getting into racing before you get married, that's all, I mean, somewhat facetious, but I've worked on cars my whole life. I started out as an auto mechanic and managed to get myself somehow into computers and all that other crap. But I got married when I was very young, like 19, and that's about the time I wanted to go racing. But you know,
Uh,
had it
yeah,
had a kid too. Had a kid
my
that
my girlfriend, she was
was just sucked. But
my girlfriend, boy. She was a die call, die hard drag racer. She
oh
liked to go
gosh, all
straight,
right,
and I told her, I said, they don't do nothing. They drive really fast for 8 seconds.
yeah,
What's the fun in that? You build this big old motor and you drive straight.
yep.
You know,
Well, there's several expressions about the difference between circle track racing and drag racing, but basically, I think drag. I don't know a lot about drag racing, and I certainly have no problem with it, but I don't know a lot about it, and I do think it's probably a lot of fun to do, but it's not to me a hell of a lot of fun to watch. But
yeah.
what do I know? What do I know?
I mean, I guess it's different driving.
Yeah,
I, I,
yep,
I couldn't tell you.
yep,
Um,
yep. Well, cool. So who would you anybody you want to recognize or thank or
uh,
blame or
man, I'd like to thank all my sponsors that have helped me out this year, from my dad, my brother, my girlfriend, Hair by Cody, um, Love Story Boutique over in New Braunfels, my favorite service company, iRace Enterprise, John Hernandez, uh, oh, man, Davis Custom Leather Work. I know I'm missing somebody. Oh, I actually Up in Smoke. I got a sponsor out of Florida.
yeah,
Um,
cool.
just everybody that helps day in and day out. My motor builder. I mean, Fob Racing. He just the stuff he tells me. I'm like, dude, I don't know how you know that, but okay, I trust you.
Right, right,
It's
right. It's a tough sport. There's a lot to it. It's
there's ups and downs. I mean,
mhm,
you have your
mhm,
dry spouts. I mean, there's just at the end of the day, it's all fun as long as you get to load the car up in one piece. That's all really it
right,
is for me.
right.
It's just a hobby.
Takes a special person, and
Yes, sir.
the late great legendary Ken Squire used to say, "Extraordinary." Sorry, let me back that up. Ordinary people doing extraordinary things,
Yes, sir.
and that's what you guys are all about, in my opinion. Anything else you
Yep.
want to say there, buddy?
No, I think we've got it all. Just
Okay.
don't
You're the
give up.
first. You're the first. There you go, bud. Thank you. You're my very first guest here, and I hope this thing takes off. I think you did a hell of a good job, and
Yes, sir.
I'm proud of you, bud. I'm proud of
Thank you.
you. You're welcome. So, yeah, having said that, I guess I'll let you go, and unless there's anything else you want to say.
No, sir. That
Okay.
should be alrighty.
All
All right.
right, Levi. Thanks a
Yes,
lot,
sir.
buddy. Take it easy.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Yes, sir.
So there you have it. First guest, Levi Hernandez. Kid did a hell of a good job. So I'm going to wrap this up. I want to thank everybody for watching this. I know it's not first class. Um, I'm a rookie too when it comes to this stuff. So I'm trying, and I hope you all enjoyed it. And if anybody wants to get on this show, it's free. Number one. Uh, Number two, I'm hoping that we can grow this to the point where I can get some sponsorship to at least offset costs. Um, but you can, at the tail end of this podcast, there will be a screen will come up, show you how to contact me. But you can get a hold of me at mike40or51 at gmail.com. It's probably the easiest way. So having said that, I'm sure there's something else I forgot to say, but thank you all very, very much. Again, we'll try to get this thing cranking in a live mode. Um, and I'm shooting for Thursday night. So thank y'all very, very much, and we'll catch y'all later.